Hello, and welcome back to StoneBlock 4. I keep almost saying Divine Journey 2 instead of StoneBlock 4, and that's not what I'm playing today. My brain won't stop thinking about it. Anyway, last time we went through the Fortron Vault and unlocked Applied Energistics properly, more specifically the controllers from that with the Fortron infused blocks to the upgrade to the World Engine. We also fought Tyros and the Chicken Jockey, Tyros to get some new boots, and the Chicken Jockey to unlock Dragon Eggs for stuff, I forget, I think Flux Networks. Oh no, that's right. This was for Flux Networks. This was for something else that I used, I'm sure. You can probably just watch the last episode. It's fine. Between episodes, I did a little bit of work around the base, and by a little bit, you know me, I mean a lot. I set up this little crate array here, mostly for making plates easier, because I was tired of using the smeltery way over there. We're running this off of an electric motor that I just kind of place with a flex point every so often. I think it looks pretty cool. I like how it turned out. General idea here is that we have this one belt that carries the rotational force across the whole thing. And at certain points, we take the rotational force from the belt using shafts. We take it back a step and then up so that we have a chest like this here, which has a funnel under this mechanical press, which presses into plates, drops into this chute through this funnel, and then back on this main line. And then everything that we make here comes through this chest here. Over here, we have a blasting setup using this fan blasting catalyst from Create Connected. This thing's pretty cool. I like this a lot. It makes it so I don't have to be all finicky with lava and flowing and stuff like that and burning and the like. Very helpful. For this one, we use a depot with a brass belt funnel. We're using the brass funnel because we can filter this, because the issue I was running into was things would be coming along and then not actually take enough time to smelt and would just go through anyway. So we can take this filter here and put stuff onto it and then just set it back to the funnel, just to make sure that nothing that shouldn't go through this funnel goes through that funnel. You know how whitelists work. I also set up another room over here for a soon-to-be mob farm. We're going to be using Endergenic Generators for the mid to late game here, so obviously we need a mob farm for at least Ender Pearls, plus other things that are, helpful. I couldn't tell you what those are right now, but I'm sure they exist. It's a pretty simple setup in here. We're just using this tinted ethereal glass, which I can walk straight through, but mobs can't, and is tinted on the inside here. There's light here because the bottom of this isn't opaque. This room goes quite high, and it is probably very dark to see in, so I will escape. And we'll use a mob masher once we get there. That'll be in a couple minutes, probably. Regarding what we're going to be doing today, I have a docket set up, of course, you know me. The issue is, well, you'll see it in a second. First thing and foremostly, I would like the Endergenic Generator. This thing is crazy, to my understanding. It's just a little complicated, but you know me, I like complicated things. We, of course, need a mob farm to power the Endergenic Generator. And then once we have a suitable power supply, you know what that means. It's autocrafting time. And that will probably take quite a while. And if it doesn't, well... a little bit of dungeoneering couldn't hurt nobody, right? So here's the awkward thing, right? I've kind of already set up the Endergenic Generator. I really tried to record a segment for this, but oh my god, it was some of the most unwatchable content I think I've seen in a while. And that's really saying something if you saw my early DJ2 videos. So we're just gonna sit down and explain this real quick. How the Endergenic Generator works is that you insert pearls in the pearl injector, and then each of these generators plays a wacky game of hot potato with it. Each generator generates power if it grabs the pearl at the right time, and you can set the right time with some finicky redstone timing. Endergenic generators have 3 stages to them. They have idle, charging, and holding. If they are idle, well, they're not doing anything, of course. And if they're charging, they will charge for 15 ticks before they go back to idle. You want the pearl to arrive on the 10th tick to achieve maximum power, and ideally you want to throw the ender pearl immediately afterwards, because the longer you hold a pearl in the Endergenic Generator, the more power it will drain from the generator, and thus the more power you'll just lose. So the idea, what you want to do, is you want to basically have each of these charged to, they would be catching on 10, and then throwing the pearl the next available tick afterwards. So for that, we're using some sequencers, of course, from RF Tools, because, where else would you get this kind of functionality from, right? The main idea of what we have here, this is quite similar to the tutorial one, unfortunately. I really tried to make a better one, but oh my gosh, it was hard. The basic idea here is that whenever we throw a pearl inside, because you only need to throw in the one pearl every so often, it throws it in on tick 25. And so the first one throws for free, so we basically immediately go to this Endergenic Generator. So we want this one to be charging for 10 ticks and then throw right afterwards. So this one's on tick 16, so it's charging for 9 or 10 ticks, and then it waits a tick, basically just long enough to hold it, so that's not a solid signal, and then immediately thereafter throws it to the next one. This one is much of the same, but a couple ticks delayed to account for that one. The same is true of this generator and that generator. And then after the first round of throwing around, we don't need to pre-charge these anymore, so we can just use these ender monitors here into sequencers. And this will basically give you a heads up of when to get ready to catch and throw the next one. So if we take a couple pearls and toss them in, you'll see that this timer well, I should also clarify, this timer is hooked up to this ender monitor here. This timer basically, if nothing is shot out of this Endergenic Generator within 30 ticks, basically that means that the pearl has broken because it has a chance to break just whenever. If a pearl has not gone through in 30 ticks, excuse me, then it will fire another pearl to start the system again. So each of those little flashes is a pearl being thrown around, and if I hold out the smart wrench, you can see exactly how much power these things make each time. This first one makes about 4,000 a tick, and we have 4 of these. They're not all as good as that first one, of course. They're about 3,000 on average, give or take, beyond the first one, of course. But we can also infuse these further using the machine infuser from RF Tools to make these even better. But overall, we make about 30-ish thousand RF a tick here. FE, 30,000 FE. Basically make a lot of power. So if I throw in a few more pearls just to keep this thing running, you can see our power go up tremendously. We're gaining about 100,000 RF, or gaining about 100,000 FE per second, give or take. And it's really, really good. And again, this will only get better the more dimensional shards we have. These are used in the machine infuser to make the Endergenics betterator. These are used in the machine infuser to make the Endergenics even better. So we get more of these from sifting endstone, or we can just make them, but this is a very bad recipe. Ideally, we're going to be using the unearther for this. So we need a lot more endstone, which we'll just like mine or something. Yeah, the only real issue here is that they're kind of infrequent drops, which is unfortunate, but what can you do? So over time, we'll be able to upgrade these in the infuser, and they'll get even better and make even more power for us. But for right now, these make, again, like 30,000 RF a tick from just ender pearls, and kind of slowly, honestly. Like, the chance of an ender pearl to break is quite low if you have a good system like this. Like, this has probably been going for about 30 seconds or so already, off of an ender pearl. Of course, the time is variable, but still, very, very, very good. And even if you have a little bit of downtime, well, you know, it's not that big of a deal because it's like, you're gonna make so much power right afterwards anyways. So this should hopefully solve our problems with a lot of power situations. Honestly, with the bioge setup here, even just having this running all the time, which albeit it's usually idle and just burning power, was kind of killing my backlog. But now I can just put source stone over here and not care about it anymore because, well, 60 RF a tick is nothing. 60 FE a tick is nothing. The only other concern I would have would be the heater on the world engine. That uses about 2,000, but even then, we're generating like 20 to 30,000, so we're fine. We're still very much in excess here. The only other thing I think I would be a little bit concerned about is what happens if these fill. I don't imagine we're going to fill on power for a while. We have 4 billion buffer and we're almost like 1/10 of the way there. But, I mean, if this thing's running all the time, we're going to hit it eventually. I don't know if it'll just waste pearls. And if that's all it does, that's fine, honestly, because, again, this thing barely uses pearls. I've been yapping here for a while and it's used like 10, which is no big deal at all. So, done? I guess? Sorry? Maybe? Or maybe you're welcome. I don't know. So the next one is the mob farm. So the cool thing about mob farms in this pack is that they're actually really easy to make. And when I say really easy, I mean really easy. Like, I'm gonna grab 2 of these Enderman spawners here, and that will probably do it. Oh yeah, we have Enderman spawners. That's the whole thing, right? So we have Apothec spawners in this pack, so because we have a Silk Touch pickaxe, because Silk Touch is the best enchant to put on your pickaxe, whenever you mine a spawner, you just get the spawner, and you can make these better. Like, you can make these even faster, which is crazy. Yeah, so what we're just going to do is we're just going to pillar up a ways here. We're just going to start with 2 Enderman spawners up here. We can set up redstone control with these too, but I'll do that in a little bit once we actually have to start worrying about overflow. The other thing we also need to worry about is activation radius. Apothec spawners can be modified with various things. Some of these are more useful than others. For example, adding spawn count would be pretty good, but I don't think we need that. I feel like that's just a lag machine waiting to happen. Silent, of course, is a great one, but redstone control is one that we really care about, as well as ignores players here with another star, but that requires another star, of course, right? That's the issue there. Of course, there's better things we can do to this, like again, lowering the max spawn delay, lowering the minimum spawn delay, increasing the max number of entities, stuff like that. There's a lot of good options we can put here, but for the most part, we don't really need to do any of these right now. Our ender pearl needs aren't that great, but what is great is our need to actually have that thing spinning. So we can just chuck a block of redstone here, and the mobs are now getting mashed, but not very effectively. We want sharpness upgrades and probably looting upgrades, but you can just buy these, so like, why would we ever want to craft these? This seems like a good amount of money well spent. Yeah, 250 coins for, honestly, a perfect mob masher is pretty good. We'll just toss a couple of these in here, and that should really solve our issues. The only issue I'm seeing is that sometimes the ender pearls just aren't getting picked up. Like, there's just nothing. Just nothing's happening to it. Maybe it's because it's on the conveyor still? What if I throw it on top of the masher? Ow! Whoops. Oh, actually, maybe it's a case of the height's not tall enough? No, it definitely should be. Yeah, I don't know why it's not picking it up. Very odd. I guess I'll just use a different item collector, probably. Oh! You know what? I bet I have an idea. I'd be willing to bet it's... Yes. The redstone block is turning it off, I guess. That's fine. It's just strange. Well, now we need to take all this stuff and put it somewhere. So I think for that, I want to try out Laser IO. I've gotten a bunch of these cards from Loot Bees, and, well, I don't really feel like piping things over because that was at a diagonal. So we need to make a couple of these laser wrenches, nodes, and connectors. Well, I probably only need the one wrench, but, you know. And for the most part, these all seem pretty easy to do. I think we've done basically all of this stuff before. Yeah, these logic chips would be the only hard thing, but you get a ton of these, and it's only a charged redstone crystal, and we've made these before, like I said. Wrench, connector, node. Alright, so what do I use these for? So I think I need 2 of these nodes, and probably more connectors. So I think I get this. So these item cards basically just tell what the laser nodes should be doing. So for example, this one is extracting. I think extracting to, like, the other one. So if I hook these up with a wrench. Oh, that's more than 8 blocks, really? Well, that's okay. I brought connectors. Haha! So that to this to that. So this should be hooked up to this now. Now we just need to hook this up to all the other drawers that are up there. I don't know how I feel about this new functional storage. It's newfangled and scary, but it is kind of cool that the drawers can be wireless. So I think we can just throw in the ender pearls and it should start transferring. Hopefully. Please. Oh no, this is just in the wrong slot, I see. So this should be in here? Yes, but pretty slowly, which is not ideal. So I think for this we want either a card overclocker or a node overclocker. I think that's what speeds it up. In either circumstance, I believe we can buy more of these from the light vendor. Yeah, here we go. We can grab one of each of these just to see what they do. So what if we toss in this node overclocker? Does that go faster? No. How about a card overclocker? Oh, the card overclocker just doesn't go in here, period. Maybe I should read the book. So this one, maybe. Oh! I can just set it. Okay, and then if I wanted to make it faster, then I could use the card overclocker to make it faster, and... Ah, okay, I see. So, yeah. So I need the card overclocker in here that makes the card faster. And then that will now do this faster? Much faster. Okay, good. 16 per second is pretty good. I can deal with that, because that deals with our needs. Cool. Now we just have to hook this up to the ME system. Yeah, my only worry at this point is that if we have a ton of things in the mob farm, that these might start to not go fast enough, but I think we can just put more card overclockers, and that should be okay. It's a pretty elegant solution, though. I like it. I get the hang of it now that I've used it exactly one time. I just need somewhere to put all the liquid XP. I wonder if I can put an XP obelisk over here, and it'll just eat that. Hello, Luke. Oh! Ooh. Ouch. Thanks for the steal. Ugh. So I guess that's technically the mob farm finished. It's not hooked up to anything yet, but we can just manually fill the pearl injector for right now. And that should keep us running for quite some time, if I had to take a guess. Well, naturally it immediately breaks, but, you know, that's okay, we have 6 more stacks of ender pearls. Well, the mob farm's done, that means the best part's here! It's autocrafting time, baby! So if you, like me, are more familiar with 1.12 than anything else in your life, autocrafting's a little bit different in the modern versions of Minecraft. Instead of using interfaces for everything, we commonly use pattern providers to provide patterns, at least for things like molecular assemblers and the like, and I think actually everything else. I don't know why I said for the most part, it's for everything. That said, there's also this assembler matrix structure that they're telling me about. I think this is kind of like the really big multi-block that held 1 billion patterns way back in the day, if you're familiar with that, anyone in the crowd. It's like the assemblers and pattern providers, but, you know, as a big cube. So we can make a 3x3x4 if we really wanted to, so that would give us, what, like a interior, or 2 interior blocks? It would have 1 pattern core and 1 crafting core. I don't know if that's, like, good. Provides 36 pattern slots and 8 coprocessors. I mean, that's good. but that's like 4. I would definitely want a bigger one. Does it have to be square? No. So I think maybe we commandeer like these 2 spaces to make just one really wide crafting core matrix assembler thing. There's some quantum auto crafting thing over here. I don't know what this is for. Oh, okay, I see. This is for replacing the like crafting CPUs, and this is for replacing pattern providers and the like. This is the one I care about most, honestly. This is like fine, but I don't really need that. That's extra. So what does this take to make? Entro infused ingots. Entro dust. Entro crystals. I think I saw a quest for this. Oops, it looks like I should have done this earlier. Yeah, so it looks like we take these seeds and then we put these onto Fluix blocks, and then they'll start budding. And hopefully we can shift grow those like we could with the Certus ones. So we just put these on, and please let me do my thing. Yeah, alright. Oh, it looks like the things died. I guess if we want to automate Entro, it's probably a bit of a process then. But that's okay, we don't need that much of it, I don't think. So then for our ingots, we just need some gold and lapis. That's pretty easy. We'll just make half a stack, because why not, right? Darn it. I didn't even have my magnet on that time. I don't have a magnet yet, and they're still doing this to me. Can you believe that? No, it's probably because this isn't working. Oh, right, it's the dust, not the crystal. Whoopsie. Alright, now we got our Entro steel. Oh, I said Entro steel. Oh, it's not even Entro steel, it's just Entro infused. I like the idea of Entro steel better, that sounds cooler. So I think I want to build this as a 5 by 3 by 4. So in total, I think that's 54 walls. I think I'm going to need more Entro. And more Fluix for that matter. I guess I should probably get doing that. So I probably should have done this quest first, because we actually get a quest reward of a ton of these matrix walls. So, oops. Let's go make some crafting units. In total, I think I'm going to want 16 of these. We're going to have 4 pillars that are 4 tall. But this is all pretty easy. It's just, you know, standard AE2 components. And power is not really an issue for us anymore, so... Wait, can I buy these? Oh, I can buy these. Well, why would I do all that? I mean, they give me so much money, I may as well spend it, right? Although I see I am starting to burn a bit of a hole in my wallet. That's alright, I'll just farm some more mobs, who cares? Half a stack of walls. I am not sure if we'll need that anymore, but that's okay. So the other thing is I still messed this up. We need these frames for the outer edges. So like these and these and these. And these aren't even using the walls. These use extended machine frames, which are just totally different and also use Entro infused. So I just burned a bunch for no reason. You know, it happens. But at least we get some as a reward. That's nice. We'll probably want 1 or 2 of these speed cores. I think we're only going to need 1 of these crafting cores because 8 crafting jobs simultaneously should be more than fine. And the pattern cores, I think we'll just want to fill up the rest with because we just want more storage. We have 6 slots in here, so I'm thinking probably 1 speed, 1 crafting, and then 4 of the storage. That should hopefully get us started, I'd imagine. And honestly, we'll probably take this down before too long and extend it or do something with it, I don't know. I'll worry about it later. I just want auto-crafting at some capacity now. Oh, we need a crystal assembler. And blue lumen paintballs. So these are just matter balls, it looks like, which I think are... Yeah, these are like kind of like singularities, but much smaller. Oh, I guess we do need the walls for this, so it's good that we have some extras. But we also need the crystal assembler, which is fine, I think. Yeah, this doesn't seem too bad. Let me put some stuff together, and I'll come back in a little bit. Oh, I am excited today. Look at all these cool buttons and whistles now. Fluid substitutions. Ooh, cool. And of course, one of the first patterns to add would be the pattern. However, as I started saying this sentence, I realized I have no patterns, so that's a little awkward, isn't it? Well, that's okay. This is the last bit of manual craft. Oh, look, bear with me here. We also now have the big old thing, which has a lot of storage, I think. It sure seems like it has a lot of storage, at least. So now that we actually have real auto crafting, I think we can do a lot now. Obviously, we're going to need to do more pattern providers and the like. And to do more of this, we're going to need, of course, the logic processors. Well, not logic processors, but processors in general. So that'll need things like automatic Certus, automatic Fluix, and automatic logic, and automatic processors. So we're going to need to automate the big circuit fabricator over there too. That shouldn't be too hard. Let me set up some more patterns for these, actually. Oh, what a beautiful day. Oh, well, you know, almost a beautiful day. Oh, what a wonderful day in which I can click, give me a pattern provider. All right, so let's see if this doesn't work right. I don't know the button to autocraft when I already have some. It's fine. Missing silicon gems, but otherwise I think we're good to go. Yeah, so if we want to make 10 calculation processors, does it do it? I put them in, but it did not take them out. Oh, auto output enabled. Ah, yes, perfect. Excellent. Oh, and it does have the toasts. Wonderful. I guess just not while you're looking at it. Sick. So now we have automatic processors on autocraft. Almost, I just need to put the new power thing on. There we are. Yeah, so now we can autocraft processors. We can autocraft anything we want in this thing. And this thing lets us, you know, do it still. You know how these work, probably. If you don't know how these work, then, sorry. These are basically the requirements in order to autocraft. These are like the things that handle your autocrafting. So it's like if you request a bunch of sticks or something like that, this is the sticks guy until it's done. That probably made vague sense. Alright, and that means the autocrafting is done for now. That said, it's not really done, because we have a lot of things that we still need to add to autocrafting. Like, I use that crusher all the time, and I do not want to be manually running back and forth every time I need to use that crusher. I also want probably a better crusher than that. I also want to get plates not have to be thrown in here automatically, so I can just request plates and stuff like that. So I'm going to take a little time to make this place look a little bit nicer. You know, I always got to do some cleaning up around here, but also to just kind of do more of the same. You know, adding pattern providers to this chest and that chest, and one to the crusher over there, etc., etc. And I'll probably also hook up some storage buses to some places like this mob farm over here. And so I will see you back in a little bit. And hopefully we should be really, really ready to go. So I will see you then. It's looking pretty good, I gotta say. It could do with a little bit more cleaning up. We need some facades and the like, but for the most part, you know, it works, and that's what matters. I also upgraded that to factory tier so it can do 3 recipes at once, and I'll probably throw some speed upgrades in there at some point because, you know, it's not fast enough. But overall, I think this is pretty cool looking. I like the conveyor belt dragging everything into the mysterious funnel that brings everything back to my ME system. It's pretty neat, I like it, and I'll probably do some more detailing just between cuts and the like. Because I'm not 100% sold on exactly this. Definitely want some more stairs and the like there, I think. But we'll worry about that later. Because for right now, it's dungeon time. And I have a plan. You see, there's this big end dungeon out here, and there's a lot of cool stuff, I imagine, that's probably in here. Because it's, you know, the next tier out, right? There's usually good stuff over there. This strikes me as like tier 3 or 4 content, and we're about tier 3 or 4. So I've got a pretty strong investment in whatever is going on over here. So here's my plan. I'm invisible. They can't see me. I forgot to bring lockpicks. That's probably a good amount. Alright, so the idea is that if we're invisible, well, they're not going to be able to see us, so we can just kind of do with whatever as we please. Or specifically, getting rid of all these spawners without getting caught by whatever heinous evils are around here. These little bug things. Ender Maptera. Did I hear a... Oh, yes, I did hear a trial vault go off. I'll worry about that in a second, because I'm invisible. I want to see what's inside this first. Speed add-on tier 9. That sounds pretty good. Cursium. Oh, a loot box. Alright, I love gambling. Alright, let's see what we got. A warp drive. Oh, it's a teleport. Well, that's not very good, because I can already do that. Yeah, the loot here is pretty solid. It's about End City loot. The problem is, well, I'm a little past the need for End City loot. Oh, a bigger battery, you say? I wish I saw that earlier. Bop. Whoa. Immediately started playing cool music. Alright, that's concerning. Oh, please don't hit me. You are very buff and probably scary. Ow. Oh, that didn't hurt bad at all, actually. Maybe I have to hit you in the back of the crystal there. I'm going to turn that music down just in case... Oh, I guess that one maybe? Yeah, I'm going to turn that off in case it's copyrighted, like the guy in Agardia. That's not what that's called. Ow, he like dazed me. That's messed up. Ow! Wow, he kind of punched me hard. Oh, his face revealed to Shulker. Okay. The Sonic Boom is just kind of wrecking him, though. Oh, he gave a lot of stuff out of his little trial thing there. Oh, and a yellow heart. Gauntlet of the Serendipitous, or Gauntlet of Guard of the Serendipitous. Right click to pull it. Oh! I mean, that'd be really cool if I was playing like Melee or something. I forgot I had this other box to see what's inside. A Parasite 116. Gross? Wow, that's a lot of lore. Has a chance to infect the attacked target with a parasite, which, if not attacked within 5 seconds, deals extra rapid strikes. If it is killed by the parasite's attack, it drops a random amount of up to 3 units. Interesting. I will consider that, because that sounds evil. Alright, let's open some more boxes. Oh, an orange pinnacle gateway. Or I guess not an orange pinnacle, but a pinnacle gateway pearl. A skull, armor trim. Yeah, a bunch of this enchanted stuff I think I'm just going to leave behind, because I don't really need all that. Man, I really gotta find something that gives me night vision one of these days. I'm kind of in a desperate need of it in a circumstance like this. Ooh, another golem. This guy's a lot weaker, actually. You think I can kill him with like 2 sonic booms? Oh, he just didn't care? Good morning. Hey, wakey wakey. I guess you probably do have to hit the giant glowing crystal on his back. He's pretty boss-shaped. Alright, that's that, buddy. A void core, huh? Summon void runes. You know, maybe. Oh, the pile. Looks like a lot of the same as just any of the other chests. Oh, red lock spotted. Ooh, an elytra. Nice. Control circuit's pretty good. A mega crafting storage. That's probably kind of awesome to get. And an XP chicken. Dude, this room looks crazy. Look at these giant skulls. They got wraith spawners in them. Oh, those are those Twilight guys. From the Big Hollow Hills. I wonder if they drop anything I care about. Ooh, a flux point. Nice. Always happy to see more of those. +1 to all existing enchants. Fits in anything. Neat. Neat. Pretty fond of that. I think there's a pretty good amount of things I could probably slot that into. Anything, actually. What is this goop? I don't really want to touch it. Do I have a bucket? Probably not, right? Oh, I could craft a bucket, though. Bucket of molten diamond. Might come back here for that. Yeah, I think this place is mostly cleared out at this point. Not a ton, but what was here was decently high value. Definitely worth coming back here at some point, I would think. Maybe not here, but to more of these to see if I can find some better gems or the like. It's a pretty good way of getting those really high tier gems, especially for rare things like luminous opals and the other iron apothic gems. Plus 16M mega crafting storages. These things are not cheap. And they're pretty good, a lot better than our 16k, so I guess I'll upgrade some. Yeah, we'll just knock these 2 out and swap them out with the megas. Whoa. Oh, but those look kind of ugly. They don't really look good with the normal coprocessors. We'll just keep the 16ks. Can I take the things out of these, actually? You can! Yippee! Alright, what can I do with these things? Not a ton, honestly. Not at least compared to the other types of storage disks we have. Probably worth considering for the source storage cell, though, if I ever end up getting source Applied Energistics, which I'll probably have to do at some point, I imagine. So, good to have, but not immediately a game changer. What about this Cursium stuff? What is this good for? The Annihilator. A lot of this looks like melee weapons, which is cool, but not what I need, or want, really. Euphonium. It looks like I'll need this before too long, theoretically. Unlocks Soul Surging. And unlocks the Soul Laser Base. Oh, okay, so we'll probably need the one of these at some point eventually. But they also make Cursium Armor. Whoa. Okay, that stuff does look quite cool. Oh, wow. Totem of Undying. That's kind of good. That's a lot of armor, too. Wow. If we can find a way to put a bunch of max mana on that, that might be worth doing over our current coat. You might have one really botched set of armor by the end of this pack if I can do the things that I want to do. But we'll worry about that later. Well, that was our dungeon delving, and it was pretty okay, I would say. And with the dock completed, and I think the episode around 30-ish minutes, I think that's a great place to call it for today. I think we did pretty darn good. Autocrafting's pretty awesome, good power's pretty amazing. All we really need is the quantum ring, and I'm sure we'll do that next time. If I can press tab and open my ME system from anywhere, I am a very happy camper, and I think I'll be a very happy camper in a couple days. Yeah, honestly, not too much to say about this one today. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple, nothing too crazy. Well, I guess I'm a little crazy, but, you know, you can bear with me, right? Please? Please? Anyhow, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll enjoy the next one in the future. And I also hope you'll be there to watch that one in the future. Anyway, bye-bye.